Good afternoon, everyone. So, how are you all?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
This is A, right? We were doing uh, problems of exercise 6.1. Okay, so we have solved till 6.1.5. So, next is 6.1.8. Okay, next question, or this eighth question in exercise 6.1. So, the question is prove that every simple planar graph has a vertex degree. Prove that every simple planar graph has vertex degree at most 5. Okay, so we have to prove that for every simple planar graph has vertex degree at most 5. Okay, so means the maximum actually degree of a vertex is going to be 5 or less. So for this type problem, what we'll do, we'll prove it by contradiction method. Okay. So I will use the method contradiction method. So we use contradiction method. So you might be knowing this method already. So we assume opposite of what we have to prove. Then after solving, at the end we reach to a contradiction that says that our assumption was wrong. So the given statement in the question is correct. Okay, this is the logic behind this method. So we have to prove that vertex degree is at most 5. Okay, so we will assume that, so let me write, so we'll assume that suppose, so suppose G is a, suppose G is a planar graph or simple planar graph. Okay, G is a simple planar graph. So G is a simple planar graph having degree of each vertex. Okay, degree of every vertex. You say degree of every vertex. Okay, so degree of every vertex is, so what do we have to prove? We have to prove that degree is at most 5. So what is the opposite of at most 5? At most 5 means 5 or less. So we'll assume degree is 6 or more. So we'll assume every vertex has degree at least 6. So at least 6 means 6 or more. So we are assuming the opposite of what we have to prove. Okay, so since G is a simple planar graph and having degree of every vertex at least 6, so you know degree sum formula, 2e is equal to sum of degree of each vertex. Okay, and G is a simple planar graph having degree of vertex at least 6. So each vertex has degree 6 and there are n vertices. So total sum of vertices will be 6n, means 2e is more than equal to 6n. Okay, 2e is more than equal to 6n. So you will divide both side by 2, you will get e is more than equal to 3n. So E is more than equal to 3n. So what is the meaning of this? Okay, one more thing, you can see that it is a simple planar graph. Okay, and we assume that degree of every vertex is at least 6. So I use this result that every vertex has degree at least 6. So sum of degree is going to be more than equal to 6n, and that's why we get this one. And also, so this is first result you can say, and since G is a simple planar graph. Okay, or okay, you just think, so you don't have to write much. Actually this is the contradiction of what? So what do you know? For a simple planar graph, for a simple planar graph, you know that E is less than equal to 3n minus 6. E is less than equal to 3n minus 6, and 3n minus 6 is strictly less than 3n. So in short you can write that is E is less than 3n. So when G is a simple planar graph, E must be less than 3n. This is given the question. But what we are getting here, just opposite of that. So this is contradiction. This is contradiction to the fact that G is a simple planar graph. G is a simple planar graph. Because if G is a simple one, then this will hold, but holding the opposite thing means it is saying that G is not a simple paragraph. So we reach to a contradiction. Okay, in the question it was every simple paragraph has vertex degree at most 5. So we assumed that G is a simple paragraph having degree opposite. Okay, so we got the contradiction of this thing. It is not a simple paragraph. So why we are getting the contradiction? Because of our wrong assumption. So that's why, therefore, hence, or you can write, thus our assumption is wrong. So what we assumed is wrong. Assumption is wrong. Hence every simple planar graph, okay, every simple planar graph has a vertex degree at most 5. Okay, so at most 5. So any doubt in this? Just I used a contradiction method. Okay, so this was contradiction to a theorem, and that's what we proved. So next question is 6.1.9, and this question is prove that every simple planar graph, prove that every simple planar graph with fewer or less number, or you say fewer than 12 vertices, 12 vertices, has a vertex, so has a vertex of degree at most 4. Okay, so it is saying prove that every simple planar graph with fewer than 12 vertices has a vertex of degree at most 4. So what are given to you? When you write the solution, the first they have given, it is a simple planar graph and number of vertices is, so n is less than 12, it is given. It is given G is simple planar graph, okay. So we have to prove that this has a vertex of degree at most 4. So we have to prove this graph has a vertex with degree at most 4. At most 4 means 4 or less. So again we will go by contradiction method. So we'll assume that all the vertices have degree 5 or more, and at least 5. The contradiction of this statement, what we have to prove. So we'll assume suppose graph G, okay, that with n less than 12, and this has vertices, okay. Suppose all vertices of graph G has degree at least 5, degree at least 5. So we assume that all the vertices have degree at most 5. It is saying that just prove that there is a one vertex has degree at most 4, 4 or less. So we assume that all vertex has degree at most at least 5, 5 or more. So what is meaning? Again, you will use degree sum formula. So 2e is equal to degree of vertices of a graph, and you assume each vertex has degree 5, and there are n number of vertices. So total will be more than equal to 5n, because n is the number of vertices and 5 is the degree of each vertex. So 2e is more than equal to 5n. Okay, this is one result. And what do you know more? So in the question it was given it has less than 12 vertex and degree at most 4. Okay. You know one more thing, right? I'm using the same way I proved the last question. Okay. So also has since G is simple planar graph. Okay. G is simple planar graph. And you know the result for this. If G is a simple graph, number of edges is less than equal to what? 3n minus 6, or you multiply 2 both sides. So 2 is less than equal to 6n minus 12. This is second inequality. So compare first and second. Okay, G is a simple paragraph. That's what this holds. And here using degree sum formula, we assume contradiction. So see now. So from 1 and 2. Okay, from 1 and 2, what happened? 2e is less than equal to 6n minus 12 and more than equal to 5n. Fine. So actually what we want, I want the contradiction. So we had given n is less than equal to 12. So see, so 5n is less than equal to 6n minus 12. Okay, not less than equal to, just less than. Huh? Yeah, it is strictly less than. Why? It said you fewer than, less than, not equal. So from here what you get? 5n minus 6n less than equal to minus 12. So minus n less than equal to minus 12. Multiply minus both sides. So n is more than equal to 12. See, and this is contradiction to. So this is a contradiction to given fact that n is less than 12. So why we get this contradiction? In the question it was given that we have every simple planar graph with less than 12 vertices has a vertex degree at most 4. So we started with contradiction. We assume all the in the every simple graph planar graph with fewer than 12 vertices has vertex degree at least 5. So from here we get this inequality. And since we know this already, after that we get n is less than equal, greater than equal to 12. This is contradiction to the fact that n is less than 12. Hence, our assumption is wrong and the given statement in the question is correct. So hence you can say that every simple planar graph, hence every simple planar graph with less than 12 vertices, okay, every simple paragraph with less than 12 vertices has a vertex degree has a vertex degree or has a vertex of degree vertex, right, of degree at most 4. Okay, so we'll prove this. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. So last two questions both were similar in proving. Okay, we assumed by contradiction. Then we use degree sum formula in both, and we use this result: e is less than or equal to 3 and minus 6. Okay, so next is 6.1.10 question, and it is saying prove or disprove. So prove or disprove there is no simple bipartite graph. There is no simple bipartite planar graph. Okay, so there is no simple bipartite planar graph with minimum, okay, with minimum degree at least 4. Okay, minimum degree at least 4. So saying that there is no simple bipartite graph, though you cannot have any simple bipartite planar graph with minimum degree at least 4. So minimum degree is 4 or more than 4. So there is no such graph. So first you have to decide if it is true or false. If it is true, then you have to prove. If it is false, then you have to counter example. So you know about bipartite graph? Actually, simple bipartite graph is triangle free. Or you know that the minimum face length will be more or 4 or more. Minimum face length will be 4 or more. Or it does not contain any odd cycle. Okay. But we have to prove that no simple bipartite planar graph with minimum degree at least 4. Okay. So suppose if there is a simple bipartite graph, then we have to prove that the minimum degree is going to be less than 4. And the other meaning of this question, it is showing that there is no simple bipartite planar graph with minimum degree at least 4. So if you prove that all the simple bipartite planar graph has a minimum degree less than 4, that is fine. And if all has degree less than 4, that is fine. Minimum degree, they are talking about minimum degree, not the degree only. Minimum degree. Okay. So let me tell you. So this is true statement. Okay, so you have to decide it. So if you want to prove, so simply, so it is a simple bipartite planar graph. So for that, actually simple bipartite planar graph is a triangle free. And if you remember, for a simple bipartite planar graph, so actually it is triangle free. And there was a result that if it is only simple planar graph, then e is less than equal to 3 and minus 6, but it is triangle free, means there is no triangle as a face, then e is less than equal to 2 and minus 4. So we can use the second inequality here. Okay, so we can use this one. Since it is a simple bipartite planar graph, so bipartite graph does not contain a triangle, so it is triangle free, that's why this inequality will hold. So e is less than equal to 2 and minus 4. So what about 2e? 2e is less than equal to 4 and minus 8. So why am I using this result? Because it's a bipartite. So bipartite graph is a triangle free. That's why we use e is less than equal to 2 and minus 4. You multiply to both sides. So 2n is less than equal to 4 and minus 8. Okay. And you also know degree sum formula. So 2n is the degree of vertices of a graph. Sum of degree of vertices. And this is less than equal to 4 and minus 8. And what do you want to find in the question? Minimum degree है ना is less than 4. for all the simple bipartite planar graph, if minimum degree is less than 4, then question is done. So we started with arbitrary simple bipartite graph, okay, any simple bipartite graph. So this condition will hold for all the simple bipartite planar graph. So 2n is less than equal to 4n minus 8. So 2e is equal to, okay, 2e is equal to this by degree sum formula. So this is degree sum. So sum of all degree is less than equal to 4n minus 8. If you want to get average of all degrees, so average of degrees of vertices. So how can we find? If we have sum of n numbers, okay, so how can we find their average? Suppose you have sum of 10 numbers. If I ask you to find their average, so how will you find the average?
Divide by n.
Correct. So divide by n. So average degree है ना? So average of degree of vertices. This is sum of degrees of vertices. Sum of degrees divided by n. Okay. And average. I'm talking about average degree. This is average degree. Okay. So right here. So I'm talking about average degree of vertices. Degree sum of degrees upon n, and sum of degrees was less than equal to 4n minus 8. So this also be less than equal to, you divide by n, so 4 minus 8 upon n. Okay, and you can decide n is 1 or more. Okay, so this is strictly less than 4. So from here I decide, so average degree of a vertex, of any vertex, okay, this is going to be still less than 4. Now you have 10 numbers as I said, and if you have to compare the minimum of them, minimum degree, and you have to compare average degree, so which one you will find smaller and which one you will find larger?
So the average degree is larger.
Yes, because you can see, you take any 10 number randomly, okay, you select their, you find their average, and you select the minimum one. So you will always see, because average is the in middle, okay, and minimum will be in the leftmost if you arrange in the ascending order. So minimum will come at the leftmost, largest will come at the rightmost, and average will come in between. So always minimum degree is going to be less than average degree, and here what we decided, average degree of vertex is less than 4. So what we proved, minimum degree, okay, of a vertex, any no, of a you can say minimum degree of a vertex or of a graph. So minimum degree, like as many vertices you have, n vertices are there, so you select the one vertex with the minimum degree, and that is going to be less, and that's what we wanted to prove actually. So in all the simple bipartite planar graph, the minimum degree of a vertex, okay, you check all the vertex and look, select the one with minimum degree, and that minimum degree will be less than 4 for all graph. That's why we say there is no simple bipartite planar graph where degree is 4 or more. Minimum degree is 4 or more, not all the degree I'm talking. So we are just talking about minimum degree, okay, minimum degree of a vertex. So you will select the vertex with the minimum degree, and that minimum degree will not be 4 or more, will be always less than 4. So that's what we proved. So what we proved, for all the simple bipartite planar graph, minimum degree, okay, is less than 4. Hence you can say there is no simple bipartite graph with minimum degree at least 4 or more. So minimum degree will not be at least 4, always be less than 4 for any simple bipartite planar graph. Okay, so if you have doubt you can ask. So what I used, since it is bipartite graph, bipartite is triangle free, that's why we use this inequality, we divided by n, Okay, first multiplied by 2, because we introduce degree sum formula, and then degree sum we get the bound for degree sum, then we divided by n to get the bound for average, and average degree is less than 4, so minimum is less than the average, so minimum will also be less than 4, and that's what we wanted to prove, that the minimum degree is going to be less than 4 for any simple bipartite planar graph. Hence there is no simple bipartite planar graph having minimum degree at least 4. Okay, so any doubt you can ask. So if you don't have any doubt, then we are finished with chapter 6, and now I will start chapter 7. So chapter 7 is the last chapter for your syllabus. Okay, so chapter 7 is actually, the name is ages and cycles. Okay, so the topic 7.1 or article 7.1 is line graphs and age coloring. So this chapter 7 will take 4 or 5 lectures at most, 4 or 5 hours. Okay, so, and I think we have time till 16th or 17th of July, so we have almost 1.5 week, 8-9 classes. So just 4 or 5 hours it will take to finish. So line graphs and age coloring, so the 7.1 topic. So what we'll discuss in this topic, so where we'll discuss what is age chromatic number, age chromatic number, one factorable graph, one factorable graph, and class 1 and class 2, class 1 and class 2 graphs. Okay, so earlier we were doing vertex coloring. Okay, so we were doing a scheduling problem for the committee scheduling or examination scheduling, so for that we were doing vertex coloring of a graph. Now we'll do age coloring. So what is the course outcome of this chapter? So course outcome will be defined and discuss. Okay, define and discuss line graphs. So define and discuss line graphs, age coloring, define and discuss line graphs, age coloring, and study the various aspects of a Hamiltonian cycle. Hamiltonian cycle. Okay, so define and discuss line graphs, age coloring, study the various aspects of Hamiltonian cycles. So first I will start with the definition of line graph. So what is a line graph? So you have seen a dual of a graph. Okay, so in dual what we were doing, we have given graph G, and if we are to find dual of that graph, so we were interchanging vertices and faces. So faces of graph G becomes vertices in graph G star. So something related concept is there. So here we'll interchange actually edges and vertices. So what is a line graph? So to get line graph from a graph, we make edge of a graph G to the vertex of line graph. Okay, so like if G is a graph, then edge of G will become vertex in line graph G. So notation is L of G. So let me write first. So the line graph, so the line graph of G, okay, the line graph of graph G written as LG, okay, L of G means line graph of G is simple graph whose vertices are the edges of G. Okay, so for the line graph, vertices are edges of G. Okay, so vertices in LG are the edges in G, and with EF belongs to edge of LG. So EF is an edge in line graph, means E alone is a vertex in line graph and F alone is vertex in line graph. And E actually vertex in line graph. So that's what it was, an edge in graph G. F was an edge in graph G. Okay, so I will write an example, then it will be better. You will understand better. So EF is an edge in LG where or when E and F, okay, where E and F have a common endpoint. E and F have a common endpoint in G. So E and F are vertices, E and F are edges in G, okay? And if they have common endpoint, then that EF will make vertices in line graph. Because, so let me explain it here. So for example, see, suppose this is a graph, okay, or make it multiple edge like this. Okay, so this is graph G, and we want to find line graph of G. So notation is L of G. So what is the rule? First rule is you just count the edges. So like I name A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So A, B, C, D, E are the edges. Okay. Or you can write E1, E2, E3. So no problem. Like if you want, you can write like this. So edge 1, edge 2, edge 3, edge 4, edge 5. So edge 1, edge 2, edge 3, edge 4 and edge 5. So edges in G will become vertices in line graph. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertices in line graph LG. Think of E1. Now see every edge.
Sir.
Yes. Are you getting?
So can you say this once again, sir? Can you repeat this?
Yes. So
Okay, sir.
in the graph G, you first count the edges. So how many edges you see in graph G?
So 5.
Like E1, E2, E3, E4, E5. Okay. And in place of edges in G, you make vertices in line graph. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
in place of E1 as a vertex in E1 as a edge in G, E1 will be vertex in line graph. In place of E2 as an edge in graph G, E2 will be a vertex in line graph of G. So we are just changing edge into vertex. Okay. Now I have to think of we have vertices E1, E2, E3. Okay, like this. So when E1, E3 will have edge, we have to think of which will have edges. So for that, you see E1. Okay, so E1 in G. Look at E1 in G, and the rule here was you will make edge in line graph when E and F have a common endpoint in G. So look at E1, E2. Do you see in graph? Look at graph G. Okay, in graph G, you check E1, E2 sharing their vertices or not. If share one vertex, that is enough.
Yes,
So
sir.
do you see? Yes, E1, E2 sharing vertices. So that's why there will be edge between E1, E2. E1 and E3 sharing their vertices or share one vertex. E1 and E3.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so E3 is this. So my
Yes,
writing
sir.
is good. Huh? So like E1, E2, E3, E4. So E1, E3 is sharing one vertex. That's why you will have an edge between E1, E3. Again, look at, so first we are talking about E1, E1, E2, E1, E3. Do you see E1, E4 sharing a vertex?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so
Yes, sir.
you will
Yes,
have
sir.
edge between E1, E4. Do you see E1, E5 sharing a vertex?
No, sir.
No. So
No,
that's
sir.
why there is no edge from E1 to E5. Now let's come to E2. So E2 has a edge with E1 because E1, E2 share a vertex. That's why E1, E2 has already an edge. Now look at E2, E3. So E2, E3 share a vertex.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so you will join. Again E2, E4 share a vertex. So you will make an edge. E2, E5 share a vertex. Yes or no?
No, sir.
No. So you will not
No,
make
sir.
edge from E2 to E5. Okay, come to E3. So again E3, E1, E3, E3, E2 already done. Come to E3, E4. So E3 and E4 share a vertex. That's why we join E3, E4. E3, E5 share a vertex. We will join E3, E5. And now E4, E5 share a vertex. That's why we join this. So this is a line graph, you see. So here we see that the edge in graph G becomes vertex in graph LG, line graph of G. And then two edges in G sharing a vertex will create an edge in line graph of G. Okay. So this was a line graph. You can try few more problem if you want. So you can simply try. So suppose I have this. Okay. Now look. So this is a graph and I want to make line graph of this. So see, first what will I do? You will take age. So like you can name anything, okay? So like you can name it A, B, C, D, E. So A, B, C, D are edges in graph G. Okay. So here it will create a vertex A, B, C. Here is D. Here is E. Okay. So A, B, C, D, D, E. Okay. So in place of 5 edges of graph G, you will have 5 vertices in graph line graph of G. Now you check. Two edges of G will create one edge in line graph if they have a common vertex. So A, B share one vertex. That's why A will have an edge. A, C share a vertex. This therefore you will have one edge AC. AE share one vertex. That's why AE will have an edge. Right. AD do not share any vertex. That's why no edge from A to D. Come to B. So BA shares. So BA already have. BC share a vertex. So BC. BD share a vertex. So BD. Okay, you have to look at vertex. So if share a vertex, then you will have an edge. So done for B. Now come for C. C share with vertex with AE. So AE and C share with BD. BD. Okay, so there are two vertices in an edge. So C has two vertex. You have to see both. So with which other edges it share its vertex. And now we have to think of D. So D share its a vertex with CB. So already taken with CB. and it takes with E, so you have to make with E. Again for E, same thing, DCA, so DCA, you already joined. So this is a graph, line graph. So are you getting, or if I have any doubt? Is it is
No
fine?
doubt, sir.
Yeah. So you can convert simply from graph G to you can convert the line graph. Simply you can make just A's, you have to make the vertex, and then you see that if two A's in G share a vertex, then you make that A's in line graph. Okay, so next, what is application of this actually? Where will we use? So uh, we have to see A's coloring. Okay, so we have to see. So we discussed what is line graph. Now I would like to discuss A's coloring. So earlier we have already discussed with vertex coloring. Okay. So now I'd like to discuss with A's coloring. So we'll color A's like we were coloring vertices. So we have to do A's coloring. Okay. A's coloring. So actually the problem which introduced vertex coloring needed it to be scheduled like we have taken Senate committee meeting and a scheduling or examination scheduling. But age coloring problem will arise when the object being scheduled are pair of underlying elements. So between two. So when like vertex coloring like say one meeting, two meeting, three, there are committees, you were scheduling the meeting. But now if you have to color the age, so in color coloring, when will you require to color ages? When there is some pair of things, okay, you want to schedule them like let me write. So the problem which introduced, so we already introduced vertex coloring. So needed it to color or needed to schedule CNET meeting or exam scheduling. So these problems we have seen, we introduced vertex coloring there. Now we have to introduce age coloring. So actually age coloring, so age coloring problem arise when the objects, okay, when the objects being scheduled. So age coloring problem arise when the objects being scheduled are pair of underlying elements, pair of underlying elements, okay. Pair of underlying elements. So let me discuss one example of this type. So in which type of examples you will use age coloring. So for example, this problem is like age coloring of K2n. So this application of age coloring of K2n. K2n you already know, complete graph with 2n vertices. Okay, so age coloring of K2n. So here is what like in a league. So we want to schedule a match, okay, between 2n teams, like IPL type thing you can think. So in a league with 2n teams, okay, we want to schedule, okay, so in a league with 2n teams, there are 2n teams like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, okay, like this, even number of teams. We want to schedule games so that each pair of team. Okay, each pair of team. So you will arrange game between two team. Okay, so each pair of team. Okay, so each pair of teams play a game. So each pair of teams play a game, but okay, so we want to schedule in such a way that each pair of teams play a game. Like one has to play with the all others. So we have to schedule in such a way that the one team plays with all other teams. So other teams means 2n-1 teams. And but the condition is each team plays each team plays at most one. Okay, each team plays at most once in a week. Okay, let me at most once in a week. So we have to schedule in such a way that each team get to play with the other all other teams, and one team will play at most once in a week. So in 1 week one team will play only once. So actually you have to think how many weeks you need. Okay, since since each team plays at most, or yeah, we have plays, each team must play at most once in a week. Yeah, we have done that. So each team will play with how many other teams? So each team since each team must play with, okay, so each team must play with how many teams? 2n-1. Okay, 2n-1 other teams. There are 2n teams. Okay, so one team will play with all others, so others are 2n-1. So each team will play with the all 2n-1 teams. So the season lasts in what? At least season lasts in at least 2n-1 weeks. You know why? Because each team will play once in a week, and one team has to play with 2n-1 teams. So how many weeks it will take? It will take at least 2n-1 weeks. Okay, like one team one is playing with team two today or this week. Next week team one will play with T3. Okay, and at the same time in the week one only team one play with T2. So team two can play with T3. Team four can play with T5. Team six can play with team eight at the same time. Okay, but in 1 week one team will play once only. So season lasting at least 2n-1 weeks. If and only if the age set, so age set of kn, k2n, we are taking k2n. So age set of k2n is partitioned. So age set of k2n is partitioned into 2n-1 matchings. So what is the matchings? Like you have to do the groupings in such a way that one team get to play once in a week only, and like all you have to arrange. So I will give one example. So for example, and you know what, as k2n is 2n minus 1 regular graph, right? So each vertex has degree 2n minus 1. So there must be perfect matching in there. There must be perfect matching. So let us see by simple example. So let us discuss the example of K4. So like in place of K2n, I'm taking K4, है ना? So 2n is here 4. Now tell me, there are 4 teams, okay? So there are 4 teams. You want to arrange a game and such a way that each team will get to play with the other, and one team will play once in a week only. So how many weeks you will take to arrange the match? So see, K4 you know already. So let me see like T1, T2, T3, T4. So T1 is first team, T2 is second team, T3 is third team, and T4 is fourth team. So what you can do in week 1, you can arrange this way. So like game with T1 and T4, or game with T2 and T3. You can arrange like this. In week 2, what you can do? You can arrange this way. This is in week 1, okay? So see, all teams are playing in first week once only. So we are arranging match, and each pair of teams you have to arrange. So like in week 1, we arrange T1 with T4 and T2 with T3. So each team is getting played once in a week. So this is a matching actually. In week 1, you did this matching. In week 2, you can do what? Team 1 with play with T2 and team 4 with play with T3. Are you getting? And in week 3, what you can do? So this was week 2. In week 3, you can arrange in this way. So T1 will get to play with T3, and T2 will get to play with T4. Fine. So how many weeks you need to do this game? Like each team will play with the other team, and once in a week, every team will get play once. So it will play once only. So you will need 3 weeks, okay? And you can check all teams and have played with the all others. So like T1 has to play with 3 teams. So here it played with T4, played with T2, here it played with T3, and all like this. So there are this matching, okay? So here we have perfect matching, and so like no team play more than one game in a week, okay? So no team play more than one game in a week, okay? So they play only once, not more than once. So what is meaning in graphical terms? So like you can see that no age. So no age is getting repeated. So no age is getting repeated in the matching. So no age is getting repeated in the matching. See, like this, never repeated. So no age is getting repeated. Like matching one match, So we did the matching. So week 1, week 2, and week 3. So no age is getting repeated. So we have 3 perfect matching actually. Okay. Here week 1, week 2, week 3. So this is matching for first week. This is matching for second week. This is matching for third week. So what we have? We have actually graph K4 is decomposed into 3 perfect matching. Okay. What about K6? You think of K6 like I did for K4. Okay. So in K4, what do we get? So we arranged a match such that each team will play once in a week, and you have to arrange match between all the pair of teams. Like one team will play with the or other teams. So you do the same thing for K6. 2n is 6. Okay, only even we are talking. So K2n. So K2n I take K6. So tell me how many perfect matching you can do, or how many weeks you will take to complete the match. So you try and tell me. And how will you do? Like in first week, how will you arrange that? That every week one match will be played by each team. Okay, can you do for K6? So, okay, you try at your home, and next class I will start from here only, so from K6. So you all can do easily, okay? Like K4, you can do for K6. So, one team will play with the other 5 team, okay? And in 1 week, everyone has to play. So there are 6 teams. So like in first, you can make like one team is playing with, okay, T1 is playing with T2, T2 is sorry, T3 is playing with T4, and T5 playing with T6, like this. And you can do like this, T1. So in week 1, this, and this. You can make T1 playing with T2. Suppose like this, T1 playing with T2, T3 playing with T4, okay, and T5 playing with T6 in week 1. Similarly, you try and you see how many weeks you'll take. Okay. So I think I will continue this in next class. So today I will stop here. So any doubt you have?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you everyone. So we'll meet in next class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.